Welcome to our channel. Today, tensions in the South China Sea reach a boiling point as the United States and the Philippines take a stand against Chinese aggression. Stay with us as we dive into the latest developments and analyze the escalating situation. The South China Sea, a region rich in natural resources, has long been a source of contention among neighboring countries. China's expansive claims in the area have raised alarms, leading to increased militarization and patrols by various nations. The United States and the Philippines conducted a joint air patrol over areas facing the disputed South China Sea in another display of a stronger defense alliance, drawing China's rebuke as maritime tensions linger. The Philippine Air Force said in a Facebook post that it conducted the patrol with the US Pacific Air Forces on Monday over the western part of the Southeast Asian nation's main island. This cooperative activity aims to bolster cooperation between the armed forces of the Philippines and their US counterparts. The Philippine Air Force said in its post, which also included photos and videos of the patrol. The Chinese military's Southern Theater Command, in a Weibo statement, described the air patrol as a publicity stunt and accused the Philippines of disrupting order in the South China Sea by enlisting countries outside the region. China also said its troops will maintain a high degree of vigilance and resolutely defend national sovereignty. The Philippines under President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has bolstered its long-standing defense alliance with the US, while publicizing and protesting China's moves in the South China Sea, which Beijing claims almost in its entirety. Washington and Manila have also recently conducted sea patrols in the disputed area. China claims virtually the entire South China Sea as its own waters, which has led to disputes not only with the Philippines, but also with Vietnam, Malaysia, Taiwan, and Brunei. These claims have long been regarded as potential flashpoints in the region and have fueled US-China rivalry. Earlier this month, a Chinese Coast Guard ship blasted a Philippine supply ship with a water cannon in disputed waters, and last month a Chinese Coast Guard ship and an accompanying vessel rammed a Philippine Coast Guard ship and a military-run supply boat near a contested shoal, according to Philippine officials. Speaking on Sunday in Honolulu, Marcos said China has been showing interest in atolls and shoals that are closer and closer to the coast of the Philippines, with the nearest atoll about 60 nautical miles, 111 kilometers, away. Unfortunately, I cannot report that the situation is improving, Marcos said. The situation has become more dire than it was before. In announcing the start of the joint patrols, Marcos said on X, formerly known as Twitter, that they were testament to our commitment to bolster the interoperability of our military forces. Through collaborative efforts, we aim to enhance regional security and foster a seamless partnership with the United States in safeguarding our shared interests, he wrote. Under Marcos, who was elected last year, the Philippines has been deepening its relationship with the U.S. in a shift from his predecessor, Rodrigo Duterte, who had been closer to China and Russia. In February, Marcos approved an expansion of the U.S. military presence in the Philippines to add 4 new bases from 5 existing sites under a 2014 Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement between the longtime treaty allies. The move, which Marcos said would boost the Philippines' coastal defense, dovetails with the Biden administration's efforts to strengthen an arc of military alliances in the Indo-Pacific to better counter China. Marcos has also been strengthening ties with others, including Tokyo, signing an agreement earlier in the year to allow Japanese troops to join training exercises. In a significant escalation of tensions in the South China Sea, the United States and the Philippines have decided to deploy fighter planes to the region in response to the presence of Chinese vessels. The move marks a notable increase in military activity in one of the most hotly contested maritime areas in the world. The deployment of fighter planes by both the U.S. and the Philippines signals a coordinated response aimed at asserting freedom of navigation and challenging China's assertive behavior in the region. The presence of military aircraft enhances the surveillance and monitoring capabilities of both countries, allowing them to closely monitor the movements of Chinese ships and respond swiftly to any provocative actions. The United States, a key ally of the Philippines under the Mutual Defense Treaty, has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting the security and stability of the region. The deployment of U.S. fighter planes underscores Washington's determination to uphold international law and ensure that the South China Sea remains open and accessible to all nations. Meanwhile, the Philippines, which has faced increasing pressure from China in recent years, has taken a bold stance by deploying its own fighter planes to the South China Sea. This move demonstrates Manila's resolve to protect its sovereign rights and territorial integrity in the face of Chinese incursions. The presence of fighter planes in the South China Sea introduces an additional layer of complexity to an already volatile situation. While the deployment is intended to deter aggressive actions and safeguard maritime security, it also carries the risk of escalating tensions and triggering unintended confrontations between the parties involved. China has responded to the deployments with its usual rhetoric, accusing the United States and the Philippines of militarizing the South China Sea and threatening regional stability. Beijing has consistently defended its actions in the region as legitimate exercises of sovereignty and has warned against any external interference. The situation in the South China Sea remains fluid and unpredictable, with the potential for further escalation looming large. As the United States and the Philippines assert their presence through the deployment of fighter planes, the risk of miscalculation and unintended conflict underscores the urgent need for diplomatic dialogue and peaceful resolution of disputes in the region. Only through concerted efforts to uphold international law and promote regional cooperation can lasting stability be achieved in the South China Sea. Recent satellite imagery reveals a surge in Chinese maritime activity, prompting concerns over Beijing's intentions. In response, the United States and the Philippines have stepped up their military presence, deploying fighter planes to monitor and deter Chinese vessels. As tensions escalate, the risk of a potential military confrontation looms large. Both sides remain steadfast in their positions, refusing to back down amidst growing pressure from the international community. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this developing story. Stay informed, stay safe. Until next time.